Hello, and welcome to Pipe TV, where we extend the experience of getting to know our featured guest up close and personal. Tonight's featured guest is none other than Bronx native Juan Carlos Guevara, also known as JC. JC is the founder of Picapose Productions, where he is the principal lead of photography, videography, and producing and directing fashion shows and events. Welcome, Juan.
Hello, how you doing, Jill?
I'm doing well. So, you hold a lot of hats in your production company. So, I'm going to hop right into asking you some questions about it. But before I get too deep, I want to ask you, where did you come up with the name Picapose Productions?
Well, thank you for having me today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
Thanks for
VIP
being here.
TV. Okay, it's a pleasure to be here in your presence. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about how Picapose came, I say, into life. Okay,
Okay.
this is about, I'll say, 5 years ago. Okay, I was always a freelance kind of photographer, hobbyist, right? Always loved photography all my life. An artist, always loved to draw and express myself through art. Okay, I have a lot of things that I've done since childhood, that how I express myself through art and photography. And then one time, I decided to get an upgrade. I used to shoot with a 1F Nikon. It's a film camera. Okay, and I went into digital age. Ended up purchasing a Canon 70D. Okay, and from there, I started to just get into the more advanced digital age, right? Because going from film to digital is a big difference.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, if you don't mind me interrupting, who was your subject matter when you first started shooting that kind of drove that interest to want to get something more powerful in your photography?
When you're doing things as a hobby, you mostly shoot family, sceneries, things like that. Mostly family. Like you have family events, portraits, things like that. Nothing. You don't put those things out there. It's more personal.
Oh, okay.
And getting back to how Picapose came about, there was a good friend of mine. Okay, his name is Michael, brother Michael Cox. Okay, and he invited me to do a photo shoot, and I'm like, a photo shoot? I said, okay, what's a photo shoot? I don't know. Sure, why not, Michael? I'm always there. I'm always there for Michael, so why not? Let's go. Me not knowing what he was up to during the time, I was like blown away, being that I'm going to this studio in the city, and I'm there. I mean, I see like at the time was like eight models, designer, and then all the photographers there, and I'm like, Michael, is this really Michael? Like, Michael, is this you doing this? You know? And shortly enough, he gave me the opportunity to express myself again, not guiding me in any way, just telling me, just do what you got to do, JC. He always calls me JC. Do what you got to do, JC. Sir, just shoot. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not a professional. Just shoot.
Right.
It's my hobby.
Yeah.
And at that time, he was shooting for a magazine, and the shots were good. I didn't think they were that great, but he felt like they were good. I ended up getting covered for that magazine. That was about 5 years ago, let's say. So I said, okay,
Wow.
I kind of like this. Thank you, Michael. I said, my eyes opened up. And from there, next thing you know, Mike was like, hey, JC, how would you like to go to a fashion show with me? And I'm like, excuse me? What are you talking about? A fashion show? Like, what?
Yeah.
And there you go. From there, it was a small show in the Upper East Side. And I shot the show. I mean, I came in, he told me, go ahead, do what you got to do, just shoot.
Wow.
And I said, wow, I really like this. And from there, it opened up my eyes again even wider, and I just said, I want to get into this in a more professional level. Being
Right.
that my photos at the time, being a novice, I wasn't nowhere near professional status.
Mm-hmm.
People were loving my work.
Yeah.
They were loving my work. So then I said, let me help brother Michael here, and maybe I could get into like photo booth type of. Let me help with the events, right? Let me get into like a photo booth company,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where Picapose came out.
Oh,
Picapose
okay.
event photography.
Okay.
If you look at the logo, it's Picapose. It's a backdrop with an A, and Picapose kind of like it's like
Yeah, it looks like a little booth,
right, like a
of some
booth, right?
sort. Right.
So that's
yeah.
where the logo came from,
Yeah.
and from there on, it was history. From there, I began to shoot like a maniac. I went to every single show. I went with just meeting different people, just a whole different world out there.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. So that's how Picapose became Picapose.
Okay.
Okay, and from there, we changed it to I wouldn't say it changed, but it was developed into this thing called Picapose Productions now, where we actually produce various shows for other productions, and we kind of glam the show. We do everything from we provide the photography,
Mm-hmm.
videography, everything that a show an event needs in order to get out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we put it out there. We get all this content. We have a team of individuals that we get this content and put it together, and we provide that for our people.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you started off as a hobby. You turned into, you were a novice with it. You got opportunity through Brother Michael Katlow Cox. And from there, your eyes were open and you just wanted to do more and more. So that obviously gave you a lot of confidence to go from just shooting, from here and there when you were invited to do so, but to have that drive or the tenacity to want to actually, start your company and then go into events and productions. What was the driving force behind that? Did you have a passion to want to make a name for yourself and maybe in the industry and the people that you were going to have involved and wanting your services? Can you speak a little bit about that?
Well, from the personal level, as an individual, I'm a problem solver,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to observe and see how things develop.
Mm-hmm.
And everything I do, I like to see how it develops, and then see what I could do to make it better, more efficient. So, from working with many other producers, other productions, people, models, designers, the whole works, DJs, whatever an event has to be created, I was learning at the same time, and from that I said to myself, let me I think I could do something better, okay,
Mm-hmm.
something different, because when it comes to fashion, of course, as you can see, fashion is changing as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
So why not bring my creativity into that and provide something different, something that is not being done. Maybe it's being done here, but then it's not being done over there. So we want to put everything in one place.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned you wanted to do something different. With that thought, I just want to ask you a question. So you are now what you consider to be, after all of your opportunities and all of your tenacity and getting in there and just shooting shows and starting your own events. So you're considered a professional. How do you feel, or what would you say to those photographers who pick up a camera and they start shooting? Because it sounds to me like you've gone through the steps to get where you are. What would you say to those photographers who just pick up a camera and they want to claim professional photography, that they're a professional photographer?
Well, being a professional at what you do, it's a different level. Okay, when you're doing something as a hobbyist or on a personal level, there's really no risk. There's no risk on what you do. It's fun, okay? It
Right.
should be fun. Even when you're doing it as a professional, it should be fun. But when you're doing it as a hobby, it doesn't matter really. If you get that perfect shot, it doesn't matter if if you're shooting an event like a wedding, for example, and let's say you miss the part in the ceremony where the ring's supposed to go on, and you happen to miss that part. There's no going back.
That's right.
That's when it comes to when you're willing to take, when you're ready to take responsibility for what you shoot, and taking the risks and what you shoot, and taking it to the next level to be serious in what you do. That's when you are a professional, and providing good quality work and guarantee. That's another thing. Guarantee. You want to guarantee your work. You're gonna get the best quality work possible.
Yeah.
And that's what I have tried to tell my clients, and I actually educate people that quality could be seen, quality could be judged, quality. You could actually see quality from a photographer, from a photo. You could see what's good work and what's not good work. There's so many things when it comes to photography, but the main things, right, you want to make sure that, so all the fellow photographers out there, white balance is on point. Make sure the clarity of the photo is on point. Make sure you focus properly. That's on point. Make sure, but those are just two things from what it is, okay? Besides that, everything else is technical, right? And that comes with knowing your equipment. That comes with practice. That comes with years and years of practice. Now, like I said before, I call myself a professional. I did have experience with the cameras and hardware, and also having an IT background for many years. I incorporated all that into what I do.
Yeah.
So I have I would say, a lot of knowledge in what I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you mentor right now, or is it something that you want to look into getting into, like trying to pay it forward, giving others opportunities?
Absolutely. All my productions, I invite photographers to come and shoot. Okay, they don't pay anything to come in. They come in as press and they shoot, and let their minds go wild and let them be creative in what they do. I give them the presentation and they get to shoot, and that's it's a good stepping stone. It's the one I got when Michael invited me. My brother Michael, he invited me to this. I want to do the same thing for other photographers out there. Why not? Come shoot, learn. But I want to see them learn. I want to see them, grow also.
Okay. Well, we're going to be coming to a close, so I want to make sure that I get some important information from you, from the viewing audience, so that they'll know what you're up to. What do you have going on right now? What's coming up in the near future that you are producing and or directing or taking photography for? Can you share?
Sure. So we have Brica Post Productions produce a variety of shows. Main production is Infinite Exposure Shows. That show is the only Bronx fashion show right now as we speak in New York City that also does New York Fashion Week in the city, in New York City. So,
That's awesome.
So we're bringing the production to New York Fashion Week, and that's going to be done actually a few days from now. Yes. So that's going to happen in 9 days.
Okay.
Yes, and it's going to be great. We have nine designers that are going to be there. If you don't mind, can I mention some of what we're going to have in the show? That's fine.
Sure. And then you can finish up by letting folks know how they can go actually attend your show.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
So we have like I said, nine designers from all over coming. We have Minerva Fashionably by Iris. It's a crochet design. Park Lane Jewelry. She's been with us for a while. High end, jewelry designs. Joyce Idol. Okay, she promotes individuality and peace, world peace. Okay, so she's coming from Alabama. Okay. And we got Poir. Okay, it's a one of a kind purses for the community, for the everyday commuting person, women and men. These purses are great. They are beautiful purses. And then we have a performance by Yu Chia from the U and the Hot Four. Okay, It's a violinist. It's gonna be a beautiful performance by him. Georgia's Closet. She's been with us for 3 productions already. She brings the plus size designs. So she's the style
Okay.
for the real women out there. That's she always brings it. So she does a great presentation
Mm-hmm.
with that. We have then Women Warriors Unite by Suki Dareware.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Warriors Clothier, Detroit designer coming from Detroit. There's a kids line. Then we have Trust Cheek Boutique. It's a boutique with different styles, very nice things. As she focuses a lot on African print, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Denisha Julia, who's a couture designer. Her clothes are amazing. Check out her on IG, and to see more information on these designers, you could check the website, which is www.infiniteexposureshow.com. Everything's there about the show, tickets, what's going on, scheduling, things like that. Talk about the designers. Oh, and let me also mention we have a Humanize My Hoodie. Also, there's gonna be a second segment, and what that is, it's a powerful, it's a movement that's out there. Okay, these fellows are coming from Iowa to showcase in Infinite Exposure shows. They're bringing a powerful message. It's a movement by reducing the stigma associated with Black and Indigenous people of color. Okay. It's a very powerful message. You guys can't miss it. You got to be there for this. September 14th in Chelsea.
Well, JC, it sounds so exciting. I'm so happy to have you come and grace this studio on Pipe TV. And we look forward to seeing what you're doing in the future, and we can't wait to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And also for Picapose. If you ever want to find out information on Picapose, www.picapose.com.
Okay, thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been quite a chat with Juan Carlos Guevara, also known as JC. We want to thank him for being in the studio, and we want to thank you, our viewing audience. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jill Foster, and this has been Pipe TV.